Morning, guys. Louis defending Elvis. Elvis was never a racist. Never a racist. So we're going to debunk it with the help of this YouTube channel, Relax and Roll. This is part two. Part two. It's only 10 minutes long. It's not long, guys. Just want to quickly post it this morning. So, guys, the video is excellent. It really explains, helps you understand. Elvis didn't have a racist bone in his body. Elvis didn't see colour. Wasn't capable of racism. His gospel root came from going to church with his parents, and the churches that he went to. Colour was irrelevant. It was all about the Bible, Jesus, and coming together to celebrate the love for the Bible and Jesus. Okay, guys. Let's press play.
Also mentioned wanting to sing like Billy Kenny of the Ink Spots, admiring his high, smooth style. He openly talked about his love for Fats Domino, stating in a 1957 interview and in a press conference in Vegas, 1969, "Nobody can sing that kind of music like colored people. Let's face it, I can't sing it like Fats Domino can. I know that."
I play this for the great Elvis Presley, ladies and gentlemen.
These weren't just one-off comments. They were a consistent thread running through his career. He knew where his music came from.
I'm just saying, the AI stuff takes a bit of getting used to. It's the modern way of showing Elvis off, isn't it? Artificial intelligence, sort of bringing Elvis back to life. I still need time to get used to it. But it does give us another look at Elvis, doesn't it? In a modern way.
And because of that, in those early days, a lot of folks in the Black community really looked up to him. The bluesmen and beyond, genuine connections and mutual respect. Now that whole idea of Elvis simply stealing music, it starts to crumble like a poorly built house of cards when you look at the actual personal relationships and mutual respect clear between him and many Black musicians of the era.
So I just want to introduce this channel. It's called Relax and Roll. Brilliant channel, I think. It's an AI channel, which takes a bit of getting used to. But this person, 100% is an Elvis defender. 100%. I've gone through the channel. There's some brilliant music clips, singing clips of Elvis. He looks great. But there's also excellent history where they're defending Elvis against all the lies, the trash that's been said about him. Go through this channel, guys. Relax and Roll. Please subscribe to it, because it's a breath of fresh air to hear a YouTube channel defending Elvis. There isn't many of us doing it, guys. So when I come across this, I was so pleased. Relax and Roll. Please subscribe.
These weren't just distant idols. They were contemporaries, and in some cases, friends. B.B. King, the undisputed king of the blues, knew Elvis from his early days hanging around Sun Studios and frequenting Beale Street. King consistently defended Elvis against accusations of racism and theft. "I remember Elvis as a young man hanging around the Sun Studios," King stated. "Even then, I knew this kid had a tremendous talent. His phraseology, his way of looking at a song, was as unique as Sinatra's." King emphasized that Elvis was friendly. "I remember Elvis distinctly because he was handsome, quiet and polite to a fault, always called me sir."
I think, doesn't everyone that met Elvis say that about him? Obviously, they're always impressed how handsome Elvis was, but a quiet, very shy, very charming, very polite, very respectful person. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. You know, he just had that way about him. He had such a good upbringing from Vernon and Gladys. It's just, he really did win people over very quickly. People always quite shocked just how down to earth, caring, loving, understanding that Elvis really was.
I saw that he had everything. The looks, he had the talent.
He had the rhythm, the soul.
He had everything. To me, he had everything.
B.B. King often said,
He definitely had everything. Let's hear what B.B. King said.
"Elvis didn't steal any music from anyone. He just had his own interpretation of the music he'd grown up on. Same is true for everyone. I think Elvis had integrity.
He says same is true for everyone. It's true, guys. It's like we could be talking about the Beatles, couldn't we? Their music, it was their interpretation of all the influences that had led up to the moment of the Beatles creating their music. Everything was influenced by so many things. Elvis was one of the biggest influencers of all these very, very, very famous bands that went on to have a lot of success, especially the Beatles.
Pointed out that Elvis, growing up in the same cultural environment, naturally incorporated those influences. In 2010, King stated unequivocally, "Let me tell you the definitive truth about Elvis Presley and racism. With Elvis, there was not a single drop of racism in that man. And when I say that, believe me, I should know." King also recalled Elvis attending the all-black WDIA Goodwill Reviews in Memphis in 1956 and 1957, events where Elvis was mobbed by enthusiastic black fans. For a young white boy to show up in an all-black function took guts, King noted. Elvis even helped B.B. King
It's a good point, guys.
secure a gig at the Hilton in Las Vegas in 1972 when Elvis was the headliner. Little Richard, the architect of rock and roll, had a nuanced but ultimately appreciative view. While he rightfully pointed out the racial disparities in the industry, I believe that if Elvis had been black, he wouldn't have been as big as he was.
Is that true, guys? Is that true? What do you think? Put it in the comments.
If I was white, do you know how huge I'd be? He also called Elvis an integrator. Richard acknowledged Elvis was a blessing. They wouldn't let black music through. He
I like that. They called him an integrator. I know what they mean.
opened the door for black music. Elvis is one of the greatest performers who ever lived in this world. In 1970, he even said, "I thank the Lord for sending Elvis to open that door so I could walk down the road, you understand?"
See that? He gives credit to Elvis for being the reason he could walk through the door. I understand that. Elvis opened the world to black music. Yeah, didn't he, guys? Many people walk through that door because of Elvis.
Elvis Presley.
I love him. That's my buddy, my baby. I love him. We are very good friends, and it was a very great loss to the music world. Elvis is one of the greatest performers ever lived in this world, and electrifying, elevated. Oh, he's just, you can't say enough. He's just beautiful. I love Elvis.
James Brown, the godfather of soul, considered Elvis his brother. He said, "I wasn't just a fan, I was his brother. He said I was good, and I said he was good. We never argued about that. Elvis was a hard worker, dedicated, and God loved him. I love him and hope to see him in heaven. There'll never be another like that soul brother." Brown attended Elvis's funeral.
And you can see this interview on YouTube. Go and find it, guys. It's beautiful. I've heard about James Brown at the funeral. It's heartbreaking.
And even recorded a tribute version of "Love Me Tender." He recounted Elvis attending one of his shows in Hollywood when Brown was struggling to draw crowds, saying, "Elvis came out twice for me and, well, you couldn't get in." Brown also said, "Elvis and I used to sing spirituals together."
Well, soul
That's no surprise. That's no surprise. Let's hear what he says.
has no color, has no barrier. But I also had a lot of good people that brought out a lot. I want to pay a tribute to a good friend of mine, Brother Elvis Presley, who opened up a lot of doors for me to get through. Elvis was a pioneer, and he came out 1 year
Oh, I love that. Elvis was a pioneer. Opened up a lot of doors for me to get through.
before I did. He was out in 55, Heartbreak Hotel. And then I come in 56. And Elvis and I were very good friends up until the last minute of his bodily life. But he'll always live because of the fact he was such a beautiful man. I don't care what nobody say. I know Elvis. You know, there are a lot of rumors. Elvis and I sang spiritual together. And he'd buy any movie that I'd make, any film, he'd buy the film and close the theater up and show it. I love Elvis for being a man. I love him for what he'd done for the people and the chance he gave me. He kept me from being number one. I was number one soul and he was number one world, and it took a long time, but it's almost like the two rental cars. It made me try harder, and I love Elvis for it, and we'll always pray for Elvis.
Wow. Do you know what? In that very short 30 seconds, he says so many amazing things about Elvis. Go back and watch it back, guys. Almost every word he says, spot on, describes Elvis as a human being perfectly. I love it. I love it. I'm a big fan of all of these people.
Jackie Wilson, another dynamic black performer, pushed back against the idea of theft, stating, "A lot of people have accused Elvis of stealing the black man's music, when in fact, almost every black solo entertainer copied his stage mannerisms from Elvis." And then there's the foundational influence of Sister Rosetta Tharpe, the godmother of rock and roll. A queer black woman wielding an electric guitar in the 1930s and 40s, Tharpe was a true pioneer, blending gospel with secular rhythms in a way that laid the groundwork for rock and roll. Elvis was an avowed fan from his youth, listening to her on the radio daily.
Rosetta Tharpe. I'm going to look her up, guys. Let's learn all about her. She looks fantastic.
Gail Wald, Tharpe's biographer, said, "She had a major impact on artists like Elvis Presley. When you see Elvis Presley singing songs early in his career, I think you should imagine he is channeling Rosetta Tharpe." Gordon Stoker of the Jordanaires, Elvis's backing vocal group, confirmed, "Elvis loved Sister Rosetta Tharpe. Not only did he dig her guitar picking, that's really what he dug, but he dug her singing too."
Brilliant. And there's her headstone. What does it say? Rosetta Atkins Tharpe Morrison, born March 20th, 1915, died October the 9th, 1973. Sister Rosetta, gospel music legends. She would sing until you cried, and then she would sing until you danced for joy. Brilliant, guys. Brilliant. She seems lovely. So this is part 2. I'm going to upload it now. I may have to upload part 2 because part 1, there's a bit of a glitch. I'm going to sort it out. But come on, guys. This guy, this channel, Relax and Roll, has put a lot of research and hard work into creating this video. He's gone out of his way to understand there's no way Elvis could ever be racist. I love it. Love this channel. Please subscribe to it. Thank you so much that we're playing this. Come on, we know, we the fans, we know Elvis. It was impossible for Elvis to be racist. Literally impossible. Elvis didn't see colour. He saw people and he wanted to help them, be there for them, to listen to them, to care for them. He always gave all people, no matter who they were, a massive amount of respect. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Okay, guys, this is part 2. I'm going to upload it now. We'll do it live so that you can comment on it as well whilst it's playing. And then we'll come back. We'll do part 3. Take care, guys. See you later.